Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. They're going down for workplace bullying, abuse. All your wasted time and effort will amount to something. Those who bullied you at your job, they're going down. Workplace bullying causes PTSD, and it has long-lasting effects on a person. So the fact that you had to endure bullying at the workplace, even if you found a new job, you're still possibly going to have some post-traumatic stress. So now, not only might have you lost a job, not only were you bullied, but they stressed you into a disorder. And they're only able to bully you because you want to do your job and you don't want any problems. If it was martial arts class, if that was your job, you wouldn't be bullied for long because you would have fought your way through that. But since it's a job and you want to keep it professional, you don't feel the need to take it there. But you'll always realize that there are some who take it there. People who get threatening. Oh yeah, the people who want to threaten you. People who want to bully you. People who want to get tough at the job. When all they see is you trying to make your money and go home. They're really tough when they get tough with the person that they see is not going to fight. Now, if it was martial arts, if fighting for your life, literally with your bare hands and knuckles, was the job, then hey, it is what it is. Things that whatever happened would happen. But this is a job, and these people see that you're not about to fight them. They see that you're not trying to fight them. They see you just want to make your money, get paid, and go home like you're supposed to. And they see that it's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. They see it's written all over your face, and you don't have to say a word. They can tell that you really don't care about them, and that frustrates them and upsets them. Someone that wants you to get riled up, someone that is jealous of you to the point to where they want you to fight them so they can get you fired. They want to start trouble with you at the job, and they're even more upset when you remain unaffected. They're even more upset when you show them that you just don't care. They hate you and you don't care. They have an attitude because you keep coming back to work, but you don't care. You're not going to let them stop you from making your money. But workplace bullies are indeed, in fact, without a doubt, for sure, bet your bottom dollar, put your money on it, place your bets now, they're going down. All the bullying that you had to endure at that job, cool, good money. All that negative energy is they're going to get that back. And they're truly cowards. Number one, because if it was martial arts was your job, they would leave you alone, because they would know that if they stepped to you or came to you, it would be on and popping. It would be a fight, probably to the death, with some of these coworkers and how they treated us. It would I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating retaliation. But what I am saying is that if boxing was your job, a lot of these people would probably just leave you be and leave you alone, because one good hit on them from a angry, upset, mad, irritated, frustrated, pissed off you would probably do it to them. I'm just going to put it out there. It would probably do it to them. You would probably hit them so hard that they'd hit the floor and they'd never get up. But the fact that you're a professional and you realize that this is a place of business and this isn't a ring, this isn't a boxing ring, this isn't a dojo, this isn't a backstreet alley. But some people want to bring that attitude to the job, especially to someone who they see isn't going to take it there. That's a definition of a coward. So what they do is they put you in a position to either keep taking it, which that's definitely not going to happen, or they put you in a position to stand up for yourself. And more than likely, that's going to happen, because that's what you have to do. You have to stand up for yourself against these bullies. You have to stand up for yourself against these workplace mobsters, gangsters of the workplace. And they're not even no gangster. You know what I'm saying? It's really cowards of the workplace with a fake, hardcore, tough guy persona. Because who wants to go to work to act tough? Somebody who's not tough out in the real world. Somebody that's a coward out in the real world. Guarantee you, if they saw you out in the street, they'd leave you alone and they'd leave you be, and it would be all peace. But the fact that they want to try to start stuff with you at the job, it shows you that this person is nothing other than a coward. And I really don't even like calling them bullies. I call them bullies to describe the behavior, but they're no tough guy. But bully to me, bullies aren't tough. Bullies aren't tough. They're just people. They're just regular, everyday people like us, and they got flesh and blood just like the rest of us. So I mean, it's really nothing to be afraid or worried about. Everybody has fear, and everybody deals with things that bother them or that intimidate them. Maybe somebody might be bigger than you. Maybe you're intimidated by their size, or their size makes you fear getting into disagreement or altercation with them. These are all viable things. These are all normal things that people deal with. But you can't allow somebody's size to intimidate you to where you don't speak up for yourself. You can't allow somebody's demeanor to intimidate you to where you don't speak up for yourself. You have to speak up for yourself. You don't have to start any trouble. You don't have to get into any squabbles. All right. You don't have to get into any physical altercation. But you do have to send a strong message that you are aware of what's happening and that you're not going to tolerate it. That's what you must do. You must send a strong message that I'm not tolerating this. You can feel that this is the way you want to treat me, but I'm not going to allow it to go down like that. And we will butt heads until we come to a conclusion of you treating me the way I feel I deserve to be treated, especially if I'm not doing anything to you. If you don't respect me, that's none of my business, but you will not openly to my face in front of myself and others disrespect me. Even if it's just us, you won't disrespect me. I don't care if it's nobody around. You definitely not going to disrespect me then. And you definitely shouldn't let them disrespect you then either. These people think they're tough because they see that you're not going to allow yourself to be taken out of character, and you're not going to get ignorant with them. Like, people have the right to handle situations the way they want, and only a coward is going to pressure someone into doing something that's going to result in a negative outcome for them. These people will act tough, start some trouble, make you react, get you fired, and then put their hands up and still work there, and will act like they didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. I didn't cause this person no issue. I didn't start any trouble with him or her. I left this person alone. I didn't do anything to bother this person. That's what they're gonna say, and that's what they're gonna imply. But they're gonna be it will be they will imply a lie. That's what they'll do. They will imply a lie, and they'll lie on you and go to the people and tell them that it's all your fault. They had nothing to do with it. You're problematic. You keep starting trouble with them. All they're trying to do is work, and you keep, starting trouble. People have a certain pull, and this is why they even act aggressively in the first place, and act out of character in the first place, and act like a bully in the first place, because they know that nothing's going to happen to them. They know that. They know that they could act a whole donkey at that job, and they'll still be able to keep it. There's certain ties and groups between uh there's certain ties between certain groups. Like, there was this quote unquote person who was in a certain group, and another person that was in another group at this one job I worked at. One was into a construction group, okay, a builder group, and one was into a hand sign throwing group. We're gonna put it that way, a hand sign throwing group. One known on the East Coast, one mostly widely famous, known on the West Coast. All right, they were in a hand sign throwing group, and the other was in a master builder group. So they formed some type of allegiance at that job. All right, they were already working there together. They already knew each other. There were two cuts of the same fold. Birds of a feather flock together. People who have nothing in common, that don't even like themselves, partially don't even like each other, will find commonality in not liking you. People who don't even like each other will team up and find commonality in not liking you. And they will make you the issue of all their problems. They'll make you the butt of all their problems. They'll make their problems your fault by taking out how they feel on you. So, workplace bullies are definitely going down. People who try to trick you out your spot, people who try to argue you out of your job, people who purposely made things difficult so you would leave, they're going down. And all their negative energy is coming back to them. Some of us had some really good jobs. Some of us had some jobs that we loved, and the people there were unhappy. When you have a job that you love, even if it's one of the worst jobs, or it's not that good of a job, if it's anything that makes you happy, and you have to work around other people, they're going to feel it. And I tried to conserve, I tried to hide my happiness, I tried to keep it to myself. But I think being an empath, and me just with my own personality of just not caring, I honestly just was so tired of dealing with this type of crap that I just would not care some days. And I was like, you're not going to stop me from being happy and enjoying myself. And it's not that I was enjoying myself in somebody's face. That's just how they took it. Um, things that they didn't like to see me do that you're allowed to do. They didn't like to see me order lunch. You're allowed to order lunch. But some people hate you so much you're supposed to be broke, poor, and starve and not eat on the job. But even when they're making more money than you, they could have hatred for you, and they could still want to bully you. And it doesn't even make any sense. How does somebody that's smaller than you, that you could physically, beat up? There's some people that might give you a run for your money, or it might be some people who probably, you might have to hit them in the head with something like a hard object to knock them out cold. Maybe it's a Debo type person trying to get physical with you at the job, and it's like, bro, you're three sizes bigger than me. Number one, why would I want any beef with you in the first place? And number two, why would I want any beef with you at the job? I'm not stupid. I'm not that stupid to where I will start trouble purposefully with somebody that could knock me out or knock my head off my shoulders. But the thing is, like, man, it's always a hard object laying around if they try. It's always a hard object laying around if they try. It's always a hard object laying around if they try. Okay? Always a hard object laying around if they try. And it's like they'll be bigger than you and try to punk you with their physicality. And it's like, since when did threatening a person or becoming physically threatening to a person become cool at the workplace? And it's like, people are allowed to be a physical threat. People are allowed to make you feel uncomfortable and bully you with their size, and you're just supposed to take that and not hit them upside the head with something, which I do not advocate on this channel. But by any means, if you have to protect yourself, you're going to have to, because these people want to get aggressive at the workplace with people who they know are professional, people who they know aren't going to take that route unless it's life or death. Like, they see that you carry yourself in such a way that you're not going to get into anything unless it's life or death. You try to take my life, I'm going to give you death. I think that's anybody. I think that's just common sense. That's just life, period. Somebody tries to take your life, you're going to trade it. You're going to replace their actions with death. Try to take my life, I'm probably going to have to take yours so I can stay alive. And it's like, when you're working with people and they're trying to put you in that type of anxiety or that type of mind state, who wants to keep going to work with that every day? People will actually get sick and feel sick and have headaches, not want to get up out of bed. People will have body aches. People will walk into work feeling like they got a 1,000-pound refrigerator on them, or they got a whole Mack truck on their back, and still force themselves into work and wonder why they feel like crap in the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, why they feel like death. Some jobs you just go to, you feel like death at the end of the shift, because of all the eggshells you had to walk on, all the toxic people you have to avoid, all the negative things you have to bypass hearing and not say anything, because these people are purposely trying to trigger you and trick you out your spot. Ain't nothing but the devil in the flesh. But they are well aware of what they're up to, and they don't think you're a threat, and they don't have to. You don't have to be a threat to protect yourself or defend yourself or to stand up for yourself. You don't have to be a threat to them at all. But I guarantee you may not be a threat to them physically, but you are a threat to them in some way, form, or fashion. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to pick fights with you, start with you, bother you, send the most intimidating person at the job, on you or whatever. And certain times, these people think they're intimidating, but they really aren't. You know, intimidation is in your mind. You don't have to be intimidated by someone. They all they can do is play all with your mind based off of your own fears. So if you are afraid of someone or intimidated by them, it's not something they're doing to you. It's something you're doing to yourself with your own thoughts and your own mind, because that fear doesn't have to exist. but it's going to exist. What you have to do is just, you have to turn it into courage. All right. You can't have courage without fear. Fear, courage is realizing that there's going to be fear and acting anyway. Courage is acting through the fear. So when you feel that fear, it may be a time for you to relax, calm down, think the situation through, and make a decision. Or if you feel fear, it might be a moment where you have to get your thoughts together and prepare yourself to speak up and stand up for yourself. All right. I know some of these things are easier for others. Some of these things are more difficult for other people due to how you were brought up and your life experiences. But you're going to have to get over how you were brought up and get over what you experienced in life so you can live a normal life. And that way you can depend on yourself and be confident in yourself and stand up to these bullies. I know it's not easy and I know it's hard. Or I know it could be intimidating to have to stand up to people who seem threatening, people who seem like they could, cause you some type of damage, but you still have to stand up for yourself at the end of the day. And you still have to speak up for yourself, regardless of what type of harm this person may be able to cause or is trying to cause. All right. You still have to be a warrior at the end of the day, not do anything stupid, not do anything life threatening to your own safety, but you have to find ways to stand up for yourself. And that's why I say you don't have to be problematic. You don't have to be hard. You don't have to be tough. You don't have to be, get all up in this person's face. But what you do have to do is be assertive and stand up for yourself and not allow people to get to you or bother you or annoy you or anything like that. Because if you don't, then you're gonna keep programming yourself to not handle these situations when you should, and people will walk all over you. And you don't want those things to take place. Even if somebody is bigger than you and you are smaller than them, you don't want that to take place. All right. So the one thing that would best suit you in a situation like this is to always just stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself. Even when you feel the fear, you have to act with a certain amount of courage, because that's going to help you see yourself in a different light, and it's going to help you be more motivated to want to not only handle situations like this, but to attack situations like this. You're going to want to attack situations like this. The moment somebody tries something or says something or does something, you don't have to get in their face. You don't have to be, threatening, like I said, but you want to hop on it immediately and check it immediately and call them out on it immediately as soon as it happens. You don't have to make a problem of it for yourself. If they deny it, you know, be like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to write this down and I'm going to keep a list of all the things that we go through, since you want to act like this isn't happening and you want to continue to cause me troubles and issues. I'm going to write everything down and I'm going to keep a note of it. So I'll have every single thing. Every time we get into something, I'm going to write it down, because I feel that I'm not the problem and I feel you're the problem. So since I feel you're the problem and you don't feel you're a problem at all to me, and threatening to me, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna write stuff down, and I'm not even going, I'm gonna and since it is work, go to HR. All right, they may call you a snitch or whatever, or they may have their little ignorant things to say about you. But if they turn into a hostile work environment, you can. It's other actions that you could take. So it is what it is. Like you're not. That's just stupid. That's just things stupid people say that don't have any intelligence. Standing up for yourself and keeping your job so that way you can feed your family. Like I'm not even touching base on that again. That's just stupid. But yeah, that's just stupid. So, focus on what's important. Keep your job by any means. Some of us will have to relocate to the next job, but as you'll see, this stuff happens on every job. So regardless of you moving to the same from job to job, If you're not going to start a business of your own, you're going to have to stand up to somebody. And even in life, period, there's going to be someone or something for you to stand up to. You're going to have to stand up some way, somehow, because life in general is, it's pretty much the same, even though it's in different places. You'll have similar situations at work, at your job, at your place where you stay, maybe even in your own home with friends or family. It's always going to be opportunities that present themselves for you to stand up for yourself, and you have to be able to do it in a way to where you can maintain your freedom and get your point across, to where people realize that, I have to leave this person alone. All right. So workplace bullies are going down. We're going up with intelligence, with courage, with God, with peace, and especially with a big old bag of money. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, love, and light. It's been another Druuill special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. We are out.